Hello YouTube, PensyFan17 here, and in this video I'm going to be running some operations on Approach Medium's Pennsylvania and Berwind, so let's get into it here. Alright, I have a free session set up in the Pennsylvania and Berwind right now. Just doing some stuff on my own. Nothing set up, previously other than a few AI trains. No commands or anything. Just kind of doing stuff on my own here. But I will be following standard operating procedures as much as possible, and with the ultimate goal in mind of getting the commodities in my trains to where they need to go. So I'm going to be running this train to start out, just running into the yard, into Allegheny Yard here. And if you... oh, okay. Hold your horses, people. Had the wrong train selected. Let's get back over here and get the right train selected. There we go. That's better. Alright. So, if you watched Approach Medium's videos on P&B, or you've run the P&B yourself, you know that Allegheny Yard is the big yard here on the, I think it's, the east end of the P&B, this yard here. If not, there it is. That's what it looks like. It's the big yard. So this train is right on the outside of it at the signal. We're just going to run it in to the yard here, into the westbound yard, into one of these tracks. And then we'll probably do some switching in the yard, put together some locals, and probably run some locals. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this video, just do some stuff and then call it quits. I don't have a ton of time today, so that's kind of the itinerary. Let's get back into the cab here and get... first we need to set our switches. Let's see here. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Good. Looks good so far. That one's not good. We want this one like that. And like that. Go into the yard here, pick a track, just any random track, doesn't matter. We'll go into this one here. And then set all those out. Alright, so we have our pass set. We can go back into the cab. We can go into cab mode here. Put the lights on. Hello. And here we go. So I have a CSX engine in this consist of engines, just with the idea that the BNB is somewhat short on what power it has to borrow an engine every once in a while, which is true of almost like every short run. They do borrow engines regularly, so I think that's a realistic thing to do. Whoa! Oh my goodness. That was close. Okay, so we've already run into a problem. Sheesh. So in this route, the portals on both ends of the route spawn random trains every once in a while, and I don't think it's set up quite right, because a lot of times it spawns like random engines and like random short consists that run really slow and don't have their headlights on, and it just weird stuff happens. But these engines apparently spawned out of one of the portals, or could have just spawned out of nowhere. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, they are right in the way and almost caused a problem. So let's go into edit trains. Normally I wouldn't do something like this, but since these are just something that the portals randomly spawned, I'm just going to delete these. There we go. Problem solved. Alright, so back to what we were doing. In real life, you just don't delete engines out of the blue like that, but in real life, engines just don't show up like that, so I can make that exception. You need to watch your speed here going into the yard. In a little while, the speed limit's going to drop to 20. So I probably want to keep it below 20 here. So we're going to be going through a lot of junctions, so we don't want to be going too fast. I'm going to go ahead and hop back in the cab. And as you can see, the draw distance is not full length, obviously. And at this part of the yard, it's noticeable. So I'm going to jump back out. Do some run-by shots here. Just in the cab, it doesn't look quite right. Alright, we are already going over 20, so I'm going to back off a little bit before it gets too much. Jump back in the cab. Things are starting to pop up now that I'm getting closer to the yard. It's kind of annoying. I wish I didn't have to bring the draw distance down like that, but with these billboard trees and stuff in this route and all the shadows and stuff, if you have too much stuff in your field of view, it just really brings in a lot of lag, so that's one compromise I have to make to run this route. Out of the cab. Hello. There's a train that just pulled into the yard there. When I get this train parked and dealt with, I'm probably gonna take the engines off that train and run them to the engine service area, which is getting pretty full. So I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with that. I'm probably gonna have to stick some engines in random places. Probably putting too many engines on these trains, but that's something that I'll have to figure out in time. So I'm already speeding. I'm speeding. I'm just going to idle and let the speed drop a little bit. Great start. Speeding. I almost ran into some random trains. Great start. Good stuff. That's nice. It's a long train we got here. So a little bit about this train. We got some gondolas full of ballast. Not sure what I'm going to do with those. I'm going to figure out a destination for those. These hoppers have codes hashed in them, I think. Not sure where those will go. Those will probably just keep going to one of the portals. These boxcars are empty. This hopper's empty. We'll probably leave those in the yard for future use. These boxcars have something in them. I forget what. Those will probably go somewhere or just keep going down the line. These tank cars are all empty. Probably just sit in the yard. I forget what this boxcar has in it. It might be empty. Empty stuff will just kind of sit in the yard in general. We got this bulkhead flat car with like random stuff under a tarp. Not sure what's under that tarp. Probably lumber or something. I don't know. Not sure where that's going to go. And then the rest here is just all empty, and this all sit in the yard. These coil cars will probably go to the steel mill over here. So I'm not going to do any switching in the steel mill right now because I'm missing some assets for the actual steel mill itself, so there's just nothing there. It's annoying to me. that's where I'm at. So I gotta find those assets and install them, and then once I do that, we can switch over there. But until then, we're gonna be switching on everything else, which there's plenty of stuff on this route to keep us busy until then, so whatever. And I'm probably going to be doing a fair amount of videos on this route from now, because I really don't have any other routes that are you know, good enough to do videos on. I did download Jointed Rails Tidewater Point rail route, but it's missing some dependencies, so I'm going to have to mess with that. This route's missing dependencies too. You can see that road back there. The road texture is missing. I either have to find that dependency or fill it in with something else. I haven't bothered to do that yet. I'm probably going to do a lot of like spiffing up on this route, because there is some stuff that looks really ugly in TRS 2019, and some of these grass points I might replace, just to make it look better, because I'm going to be doing videos in here and stuff. Getting pretty slow here. I'm going to speed up a little bit. Yeah, and as you can tell, I mean, I don't have like specific waybills for a lot of these cars for places they're going to go. Pretty much is what it's going to be is we'll look at the industries, we'll see what needs what, and then we'll just kind of assign cars to stuff as we go. It's just kind of loose, but still following the general idea of getting commodities to where they need to go, so we'll figure it out. In the future, I'll probably be more structured in what I'm doing, but like I said, I am relatively new to this. I'm still figuring out, so this is just kind of my way to integrate myself into this, kind of figure it out. And hopefully you'll find it entertaining. I think you will. I find it entertaining. Alright. So I'm going to slow down a little bit again, because we are getting into the yard itself. Oh my goodness, forgot to put the bell on! Ah! I'm already screwing everything up. No worries. I don't think anyone really cares. I like the lighting on this route, with the shaders and stuff. It seems pretty good, especially in TRS 2019. Which the lighting, whatever you want to call it, lighting engine or whatever you want to call it in TRS 2019, I think is a lot better than like Tane. I think it just looks really good. One problem with this route, though, is the shadows. The shadows on the billboard trees, and like it gets kind of shadowy certain times of day in certain places, and it's kind of hard to see some stuff. So the brightness could maybe get turned up on this route a little bit or something, but TRS 2019 I've found has a tendency to be too bright. Like, it's kind of bad on some routes. Like some of the built-in routes are just too bright. So you gotta play with the shaders and stuff, and I haven't messed with that much yet. I'll have to figure that out. It's just not that hard. You just gotta find something that you like and tweak it as you go and whatever. So, let's see, we need to get this little train into this track here before we stop, and we need to stop before we overshoot it. That could be a problem, because I'm not the best driver as you get, because I'm still technically new to this, so let's see, how much more do we need to get into the yard? Just a couple more cars. And we are going slow. So we're probably going to end up stopping just by coasting. We have plenty of room. And when I'm doing switching, I'm probably going to approach the switching from this end of the yard more than this end, so I probably try to keep the cars closer to this end of the yard. And as you see, it's slowing down. It's going to stop here. I'm probably going to put the brake on just to help it along a little bit, because we can't stop now. We got clearance on both sides, and I don't want to overshoot this side. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Yeah, we got plenty of room here, but still. Alright, so she's coming to a stop. There we go. Go ahead and couple here. And I need to find a place to put these engines for now. And there's a couple tracks open here at the engines station area here. I got 4 engines, and that's a lot. I don't think I can fit that into... I can fit it into this track. I'm going to put it here. Put them right here. Can't fit it here. I could put it over here, but I don't want to do that quite yet. And then these 2 engines in the front of this consist here, if you look, those are going to be these right here. These 2 GP7s are going to be the switcher engines for the westbound yard over here. And then I have an engine over on the eastbound yard that's going to switch that yard. So let's go back to the map, make sure my switches are set. Let's see, come out here, this switch needs set, and then after I come out there, I'm going to be running up here, around the yard, and into here. There we go. Alright, so once I clear the switch here on the yard ladder, I'll just switch it, and then I can run over to the engine servicing area. Alright, let's jump in the cab. Take off the brake, and then go ahead and move forward. Yep, we're good. We uncoupled successfully. Alright. Ooh, going faster. You don't have any weight on these engines. They can really zip quickly, even on notch 1, so it's a little annoying. I wish there were more notches on the throttle. There's only like, what, 8 notches? It's not terribly realistic. I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe that's how many notches you have on a regular engine. I don't know. The thing is, it's all the same for every single type of engine. You get 8 notches for every single type of engine. I don't think that's realistic. I mean, I think different engines have different number of notches, so I think that's kind of a cop-out that Trains did. It works. It still works. So we are, whoa, we gotta stop. We are clear of our switch. Brake on. Whoa, hello. There we go. Jump back in the cab. I gotta switch direction, I think I will. There we go. I'm gonna swing over and jump in the cab with this. No, that's not realistic. I mean, if I was sitting in this cab, I'd be in this cab. I wouldn't jump in the other cab. And the other cab's kind of crappy. It's one of these RS-27s, and they have this really like Trains 2009, 2012 type cab. So I'm not gonna jump over there. I'm just gonna stay over here. All right, let's get going. Whoa! I got the brake on. Man, learn how to drive. Ay, ay, ay. Look at that smoke from these RS-27s. I like these RS-27s. I like Alco products in general, especially the Centuries. Which these are technically a Century, I would say, in my opinion, because they kind of look like one. Whoa, going fast. They're not, though. They're an RS. I don't know what the difference is, but swing over to this side because there's more to see over here than trees. So there's a bunch of empty P&B hoppers. Those are probably going to go to the Mill Creek branch to P&B coal over there, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a branch line off the main line called Mill Creek Branch that, when you get to the end of it, is where P&B coal is, which is a really big coal processing plant, I would say. It's not really a mine. I'm not really sure what you would call it, but we're going to take these cars over there and load them up with coal, bring them back here, and some of them will probably go to the steel mill, and the rest will probably just head on down the line to Grafton or to the portal at Juniata. We'll see. We'll see what we want to do with it. Still learning how this free roam thing works. It's not very easy to use. Come on, let's see that junction thing. I think I mentioned this earlier. I do have some AI trains set up and running, and I probably will set up some more over the course of the video. I probably won't show that on the video. I might do it for like one, just to show you how I go about that, but I probably won't do that for most of them, because it just is really time consuming and kind of boring. Alright, so we need to watch what we're doing here. I'm going to try to get these engines in between the junctions here, the switches. This cross over here, and this switch over here. I'm going to make sure we get these engines stuck right in between, which might be a little hard, I don't know. A lot of times I'll look at the map while I'm doing this in order to get them where I need to be, but we'll try to do it here on the route itself. And I might mess it up, but if I do, I can always back up. There we go, that's a good view. You should be able to do this from here. Alright, we're past that junction, so I'm going to put the brake on. We're going to come to a nice stop. There's plenty of room here for these engines. There we go. Well done. Nice. Turn the headlight off, turn the bell off. Kind of obnoxious, that bell. I'm going to leave the brake on a little bit just so they don't roll. I don't think they will. This is flat. They shouldn't. If they do, there's a problem. But like I said, there are problems in this game. Random stuff happens, it's just weird. There's some glitches, so whatever. Alright, here's my switcher engine for the eastbound yard. Just sitting there, just so you know. And I'm going to come over here. I have a couple engines sitting here that need to go to the servicing area too. So let's go ahead and set the junctions to get there. We can do that. And let's see, I'm just going to run up the yard ladder here instead of running around. And I'm going to bring them in here, and since there's no room anywhere else, I'm just going to stick them probably right here for now. Doesn't really matter. Let me go ahead and reset these junctions back here to the runaround track. That's something I need to get in the habit of doing. There we go. What about this over here? Because if you leave junctions in the wrong place, they can just get to be troublesome sometimes. And if you have them, if you know you left them in the right position, then you know where they're going to be at all the time, and then you don't have to spend a ton of time flipping switches like I'm doing now. So I'll have to get in the habit of doing that. All right, let's uncouple these. Let's get in here where I can see. There we go. Uncouple. All right, let's see. What's the heading? There we go. That's what we want. Move forward. Let's jump in the cab. Okay. It's at the window. Yes, we are. Let's go over here. Another nice thing in trains is that you can actually run the trains inside the cab using the actual cab controls inside the cab, which is really cool, I think. It's not always easy to do, so I don't do it all the time, but it's the most realistic way to run trains, so I try to do it as much as possible, but it's not always that convenient. But I'm going to try to do it here a little bit, so everything's set. We just need to turn the throttle here. Which one's the throttle? That's the brake. That's the throttle. And these are a little weird. You like click on it with your mouse and then you don't pull left or right, you pull like up or down. It's weird. I was trying to pull left and right there for a while and it just wasn't working. I'm like, what is up with these? They're all messed up. I'm like, must be the programming or something, but no, you gotta go up or down. And they're really touchy. They're annoying. So like I went up there and it turns it off, and I went down a little bit and it goes on, and there we are. Already, I barely moved my mouse and we're already a notch one. So. And we're not moving. Pardon that. Got a little bit of cough still. Had a cold recently. Okay, we're not moving. Something's up. Am I in the right train? I am. I mean, that engine's obviously trying to cool, but it's happening. Oh boy. They're disconnected. I know that. Yes, they are. Sometimes what happens when you lash up locomotives, I found in trains, is that for some reason they don't hook up right. And I think that's what's happening here. So this engine is pulling, this engine, you can tell, isn't pulling. Because there isn't any smoke coming out of the engine. This one's not pulling, there'd be smoke coming out. So this one's trying to pull both of those for some reason. I don't know why. Could try to figure it out, but that's a waste of time. I'm just going to go ahead and cheat. I'm going to cheat. Don't hate me, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go into edit trains. I'm going to delete all these. Put them back in, and that should take care of it. That's not the optimum fix, but that's what I'm going to do now for the sake of time. Let's go in here and find these engines. We had a B37. Let's put that in there. There we go. Got a GP9, and I forget which direction it was facing. Yeah, I think it was that way. Yeah, it was that way. It's this one right there. And then we had a GP38. That one. That might take care of it. So let's jump in this one. Make sure the heading's right. There we go. Light on. Couple. Go. And now we should be good to go. Hopefully. So again, let's try to do this in the cab. Here's the throttle. Down just a little bit. Get us a notch one. Oh, with brakes in. Brakes off. Brake is releasing. Train should start moving soon. It should start moving. Nothing's happening. Oh, brother. I think the brake's still coming off, though. Not sure why. Something's messed up, I think. No, see, these are all pulling. Something's messed up. Oh, it's because I have in traction reverse. That's why. That's still uncoupled. Okay, so that's what's happening. I had it in traction reverse, so it was going to the left. It was pushing on a car that was not coupled, and when you push in a car that's not coupled, nothing happens. Nothing moves. And that's something that I figured out. So if you have something like that happening, always check that. I should check that first. Alright, so let's change direction here, jump back in the cab, and now it should work. Man, this should not be this hard. Alright, we're moving. Sheesh. Okay, this engine is a JR, joined rail engine, and they have a lot of cool stuff. Like I can open the window. Boom. Boom. Stick my head out. Nice. Which I think when you open the window, the sound should get louder and stuff like that, but it's not that advanced. Can even open the door. That. Get some fresh air in here. Stuffy. And I'm getting pretty fast here. I'm probably way past where I'm supposed to be. I'm getting distracted by doors. I need to stop. Stop the engines. The switch. Yeah, whoa, whoa, whoa. We went way too far. Well, since we already went that far, I'm going to just go ahead and do the run around track, because that's kind of probably technically the way you're supposed to do this. Whatever. So that switch is set. Let's switch. Another switch back. Why are these all switched in? That should be like that. That should be like that. I think these are all good. Yep, they're all good, because I haven't had any trains on them yet. And then this one's going to need switched. There we go. Alright. Alright, let's run over to this side of the cab and view it from here. Alright, put it in reverse. Take the brake off. Let's get going. Once I put this engine on the service area tracks, I'm going to get the switcher out, do a little switching. This video's already gone half an hour because we've been running into problems and glitches, and I'm taking my good old time, so try to get things moving a little bit. Once I get the switchers going and we start switching cars and making contests, it'll be a little more interesting. This has been probably a little boring so far because we've just been taking engines off trains, but that's important. We gotta get that done. And in the future I might not show that, but I'm just kind of showing everything right now because I'm not sure what is good content and what isn't. So feedback, please. I'm going fast. Going too fast. Okay, so thinking about future content while I have a moment of nothing going on. Probably going to be a little bit before I get into building my main project route. I want to try to get some practice in on route building and do some other stuff first before I get into that, because I want that to be pretty high quality. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do first for my first project, it's just to do a small switching layout, probably based on the Pennsylvania Railroad in the early 1950s. It'll probably be based on one of my layouts that I had as a kid. It wasn't really a layout. It was just a 4x8 table with some track, and I'd like set it up in a switching configuration and do switching. I didn't even have like a loop. I couldn't run the trains in a circle. It was just point-to-point switching operations. So I'm probably going to try to replicate that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it like an actual model railroad or if I'm going to do it like real life, just replicating that. I'll have to see. But that'll probably be my first project, just to get some practice, and I'll probably do some videos on that. So that'll probably be coming up soon. Probably be doing some more operations videos on the P&B, probably continuing this session. And once I get the Tidewater Point Rail route figured out, I'll probably be doing some stuff on there. A couple other routes I have interest in that I might get eventually and do. Some other routes by approach medium, stuff like that. So we'll see, but early on that's what we're looking at for the content. Alright, this time through I'm going to actually try to blow the whistle when I come to this grade crossing. I should be doing that, but I didn't last time. So there it is, there's a grade crossing. Now if approach medium did this right, there should be a whistle sign here somewhere. Now there was one back there, there isn't one here. There should be. Should be one like right here somewhere. Which if you're sitting in the cab, you see that, you know there's a grade crossing coming and blow the whistle. Let's blow the whistle. Oh, I need a bell on too. Oh man, forgot the bell. Let's get the whistle. You're technically supposed to hold that out till you get to the grade crossing, but sometimes that can be like really obnoxious sounding if you're holding the whistle out that long, so I don't always bother to do that. You need to slow down here big time, or else you're going to crash with the brake on. Now I gotta look easy. I need to put brake on. So we got that off. Throttle up a little bit. And throttle down. Christopher stuck and waiting to do instructions. Okay, I'm gonna pause the session. Go check out and see what Christopher's problem is. Christopher is some random guy, AI guy, running a coal train, and he is right here. Why is he stuck? Allegheny Yards. Oh, I see why he's stuck. Another one of these stupid portal-generated trains. What in tarnation? It's the same consist. It's always the same consist. Every single, like, not every single one, but almost every single consist that the portal generates is this consist with like a couple B-37s on the front of it, which probably were those B-37s that almost ran into us at the beginning of the video. I don't fully understand the portals. I have to figure those out, and I'll probably mess with those and like try to fix all these problems that the P&B has with the portals. And approach medium, he was having trouble with them too, and I don't think he had them all figured out, so that's just kind of a built-in problem with this route. I'm going to go ahead and delete these. Whoops. Wrong function. There we go. Get rid of all this. And that'll clear the way, and Christopher should be in good shape now. Let's unpause and see if he's waiting for track clearance. Track is clear. So hopefully it doesn't get stuck again. There's some goofy stuff with the signals in Allegheny Yard, so you can't always use AI in Allegheny Yard. It's annoying. Like half the time I would have, like this train we ran in at the beginning, I would have just run that in with AI, but with the way the signals are here and the letters and stuff with Allegheny Yard, it doesn't always work. So Yeah, it's all clear here. He's still stuck. Oh my goodness, this is gonna annoy me. Alright, hopefully this is a quick fix. I think what I need to do is just pull him forward past his signal. And then once he gets past the signal, he should be good. But I really don't know. Jump in the map and get over there. That's a quicker way to get over there is to use the map. Whoops, I accidentally hit something. Alright. Yeah, I mean this is kind of ridiculous, all this stuff we're going through. It'll get better as I figure a lot of it out. Sometimes just pulling past the signal, I'm going to cheat and use DCC mode. I just need to pull him past the signal. There's 3 signals there. I'm not even sure which is which. Limited approach. Not really sure. Okay, he's past the signal now, so now I think... Now I think he should be fine. I'm not sure if since I took over the train, I'm not sure if I have to reset this. I'm going to go ahead and do that because nothing's happening. Drive to track mark. I forget which one oh yeah, I remember. Allegheny Yard track 6, right there. And he's good. So that solved that problem, at least for now. It's frustrating me when stuff like that doesn't work. I have to get used to it though, because trains is full of that junk. You know what happened? Oh my goodness, I can't stand it. Yeah. See what I did there? I was not paying attention. And I ran my engines right into this engine shed and derailed them. That was classic. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we are going to cheat again. I am cheating so much in this video. Hopefully as I get better at this I won't cheat so much. I'm just going to pull these out, pretend that that didn't happen. Park over here, have the B37 back on. So right here, 37, stick that back on there. And pretend that never happened. Alright. Technically, I mean I paused it back here, and then I unpaused it over here to deal with that coal train, Christopher's train. Should have probably swung back over here and put the brake on and just stopped these for then, but I didn't think of that, so that's what I should have done. I mean, trying to do a free session using the AI and like controlling everything yourself can get really goofy like that sometimes. Let's see. That's weird how those grass spines are disappearing and these cars are disappearing. It's weird. I don't think that has anything to do with dwell distance, does it? I don't know. It's weird. Maybe they don't have models for that particular distance, because you got to make, like, when you design content, from what I understand, you have to make models for like every so many yards of distance, different rendered amounts, like higher detail closer up, less detail farther away, so they may not have made a less detailed version for farther away, and so it just disappears. I don't know. That could be what that is. Anyway, who cares? Alright, so these engines are where they need to be. Whether they got there legitimately or not. So, now we can get into switching. So now it's going to get fun. If it's been boring so far, I apologize. Bear with me. Maybe it hasn't been. I don't know. but now we can do some switching. So, what do we want to focus on first? Which yard do we want to focus on first? We could focus on the westbound yard here. We got that coal train. That doesn't really need anything done with it other than just splitting it up into because it's long, so I'm going to probably have to split this up into a length that can fit the P&B coal. Here comes Christopher. These coil cars stay here. Bulkhead flat cars stay here. A lot of this is going to stay here. A lot of that's just going to stay here. Same with those bulkheads. These wood chip gondolas really have no purpose on this part of the route. We're just going to assume these are through cars and probably send those on their merry way, so those probably need switched up. These box cars, I'm not sure what commodities they hold. I can do this. Hold, right click, see what's in them. View details. Is it going to tell me what's in it? Yeah, paper towels. Seems kind of cumbersome to have to right click on every single car, scroll down to figure out what's in it. I don't like that. That's going to be really annoying. That's empty. Oh, you know what? I'm being a little silly here. There's a way to find out what's in everything real quick. Let's go. Display menu. Commodity overlays. Should be a way to toggle them. I don't see a way to toggle them. Wish there was. But anyway, we can look at them now. And we can see what's in everything. Alright, so these bulkhead flat cars are obviously empty. We can see that. This box car here is full of general goods. That's the icon for general goods for these box cars. This is full of fertilizer, I think. Whoa, man, this is not very easy. Yeah, yeah, some sort of fertilizer. I think that's what that is. These are all empty. This is full of oranges. Pipe, obviously. Paper towels, those are empty. That's all empty. All this is empty. And coal. We got coal on the end here. And those are empty over there. This is all empty. This is a tarp load. Corn oil in these tankers. Apples in that boxcar. What a fruit. I don't know why a lot of the commodities are fruit. General goods in these two boxcars. What's this? This is the potash. And ballast. This is ballast. So I'm probably going to put these probably over in the maintenance area over here in the center of the yard. Just leave them there for future use. I'm going to stick on one of these tracks here. This train's pulling into the yard. So I'm probably going to... I could take this engine off, but I've already done enough of that on here, and that's probably boring, so I'm just going to leave that engine on. I don't think I'm going to be switching this up. And if I am, I can just take it off. So yeah, I'm going to put these ballast gondolas over here. And they are on the far end of this train, which is annoying. Alright, so we got to figure out what goes where. Which... the easier thing to do, I guess, would be to put waybills on these cars so you know where they go. I'm just kind of shooting in the dark. So, those are the things I'm going to figure out. I'm kind of learning this, learn as I go. These tankers, there's no industries on this route as far as I know that take corn oil, so those are just going to keep going down the line. Since they came from Grafton, I'm going to assume they're heading farther down the line to the Juniata portals, so I'm going to put a train together that's going to go that direction. It's going to leave out of this westbound yard. So I'm probably going to dedicate one of these tracks to that train and just start putting stuff that's going to be on that train and that track. So it's going to be these cars of corn oil. It's going to be this tarp load. Anything empty is going to probably stay in the yard unless there's no use for it on this route. So like these wood chip hoppers, there's no use for those. Those are going to go on that train. Let's see, what's this? Fertilizer. There's probably use for fertilizer on this route. General goods, definitely. Although I'm probably going to have a lot of general goods and probably going to have to send some of those on their way eventually. Pipes probably will get sent on their way. Oranges, most definitely, will probably be on that train. Paper towels. There might be an industry on here that would take something like that, like a warehouse. Not 100% familiar with all the industries on this route. This coal, you know what? These are going to go to Juniata, and I'm going to put those in the train that takes stuff to Keystone Coal in Old Town, which is a town on the route. We're going to assume that Keystone Coal accepts coal from outside sources, not the P&B's own coal mines. So, just to keep things more interesting. So that's what these are going to go. Not all of these, though. There's a lot here, so I might have to split these up. There's 8 cars, so I'm probably going to split them up and do like 4 at a time. And in the future, I'll probably only put 4 in a train coming in. These are empty. We'll leave those here. Okay. Apples, no use for those. Those will keep going. Okay, so I'm probably going to go ahead and put that train together. That train of stuff that I know is going to keep going. Probably put that together. Probably going to do a train that goes to Juniata Yard. We're going to stop it there first. There's probably going to be a few things that are going to stay at Juniata Yard. I'll probably take those off there, and then the train can continue on to the portals. Alright, so now that we have a plan in place, I'm going to go get my switcher here and we're going to start working. Let's get on it. Alright, let's split this. Let's uncouple it. There we go. Get it back in. There's no driver assigned to this because the driver that was assigned is staying in the other end. So create a driver assigned to this. Who do we want? Eric. Give Eric a name. He's got a hat. Alright. Cab. Not sure how much I'm going to be able to do this from the cab. Switching is pretty precise, so you gotta probably be outside the cab working most of the time. Try to be in the cab as much as possible. Oh, cool. That's cool. There's actual window tinting in this engine. So as you see when I went outside the window there, you can see the tinting in the window. A lot of windows on engines don't have that. That's cool. I like that. I think that's something that the engine should have. So I don't have to keep busting my head through the glass here. I'm going to go ahead and open the window. Okay. Nice. Without any further ado, let's get going. Let's get our switches set. I'm probably going to go ahead and run around to the other side of the yard first. Do the stuff there first. I don't know. I don't know if that's the way I should go about it. I gotta make this simple. I think I'm just going to go ahead and switch from this end of the yard over here and just... If I do that, though, I'm going to be pulling these, like this consist, I'm going to have to pull all the way out to get to these ballast hopper gondolas on this end over here. So I'm going to run around and switch from that end to start, and then I'm going to run them back around and switch from the other side. And alright. Let's get moving. Dynamic brake, turn that off. Am I going the right direction? Maybe not. Yeah, I'm not. Should always check that before I start moving. Hello? Oh, great. Oh no, we're moving. Just moving really slow. Is this another glitch? This is another glitch. No? Something's up. So you can hear the brakes squealing and everything. Something's not right. If anyone knows what's going on here, let me know, because this has happened before. I start the engines out and they go really slow, the brakes are squealing the whole time. The brakes are off. Let me check this one. The brakes are off on that engine. The brakes are off on this engine. Jeez. So I'm going to cheat again. I'm going to pause. We're going to go into Edit Trains. We're going to delete these engines and then put them back in the session, and that usually takes care of it. That's not the ideal fix, but right now I don't know what the ideal fix is, so this is what we got. Alright. Okay, let's get the cab. Let's open the window again. Annoying, I already did this. Come on, open. Alright. Stick her head out. Hello. Alright. Bell on because we're in the yard. Headlight on. Brakes off. Just make sure we're in the right direction first. Yes, we are. Alright. Now we're moving. That's better. This scene's here is kind of cool. This digger on this dirt, just something to look at. I mean, taking up empty space. When I get into route building, that's something I'm going to talk about. Just filling up empty space. Empty space is something you really want to avoid when you're building routes, because it just doesn't look good. So we want to try to fill it up with stuff, and it can be hard to find things to put places, but one thing I've found is that if you look at pictures of actual railroads, they don't have to be the exact same railroad. Just look at pictures of railroads and see what's in the picture. You know, what is there that I'm not thinking about. Like, I was working on a route the other day, and I was like, what else can I put here? Because the book's empty. And I was, what I was doing, I was thinking, I think I was actually driving by an actual railroad and ended up seeing, like, you know, telephone wires. I mean, like, just telephone wires running by the tracks. I mean, that seems obvious, but it just hadn't crossed my mind. So if you look at pictures or actual real-life examples of railroads, and you can actually find the stuff that is on real railroads, and you can put that in your route. It seems obvious, really, when I say it, but it's something that is helpful. Alright, so we're just going to run around here, and then we're going to hook up to these ballast hop gondolas. That's the first thing that needs dealt with. These GP7s, the bell is not location specific, so I can go all the way to the other side of the route and I could probably still hear the bell. It's not right. I'm going to turn it off for now, since we're over here. Once I get back in the cab, I'll turn it back on. But I should not be able to hear the bell that loud from over here. That's just not realistic. Alright, so those need dealt with. There's some other stuff. Potash, I don't think we're going to need on this route, so I'm going to put that in that train too. If I do need it, I can put another train together and put potash in it. I mean, whatever. These bulkhead flat cars are going to stay here. I'll probably stick stuff that's going to stay here. I'm probably going to stick on another track for now, just empty stuff. General goods will stay here. Fertilizer I'm going to leave here. Those are loads though, so I'm probably going to put those on yet another track. These are going to go in that train that's going to keep going along with these. Oranges are going to go. Pipes will probably go. Paper towels will probably stay. And then at that point we're getting over pretty far, and I'm probably going to start heading over to the other side of the yard and working from that side. Alright, let's jump back in the cab here. We're almost here. So, which switch do we need to get past in order to get to where we want to be? Let's see. This consist is in track. I think it's track. I think this is 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's track 5. So I need to switch. Let's switch here. Junction 15, 21, 56, 6. So ending with the 6. Right there. So once we get past that, I'll switch it and we'll come in and grab those, and I'll have to figure out what track I want to put the stuff that's going to keep going. It doesn't matter because all the tracks are the same length. Reverse, and you go in the right direction. Gotta put the bell back on. I'm gonna try to do this from the cab. I might mess this up. I do have some margin of error. Not much. These smash into a consist at a pretty decent clip. It can take it to a degree, but don't want to push it, especially a long consist like this. So I'm probably just going to try to keep my speed below 10, and once I get close, I'm just going to drop it. Try to hit these cars at 5 miles per hour below. Problem with being in a cab though is, like, you can see, I can't see anything right now. I can't even see where I'm going, so I can really stick my head out the window, but no one's got a neck that long. Hee. Now, if I had a conductor, he'd be giving me hand signals, but I don't have a conductor, so I'm going to be the conductor and driver. I'm going to go over here and control things from here. Already I'm going pretty fast. I need to throttle down. Hit the brake. Oh my goodness, I'm going too fast. Slow it down. Ouch! Oh, that was painful. Okay, I don't think I derailed it. Didn't say I derailed it. That's good. Alright, so we survived that. Alright, so trying to think here. So these first so many cars are definitely going to go in that train heading to Juniata. These first 5. So those will go on whatever track I decide that's going to be. And then empties I'll probably put on another track. And loads I might just leave where they're at. Because I don't know where they're going to go at this point. So if I don't know where they're going to go exactly, I'm just not going to move them. Got distracted there for a minute. I'm watching a football game in the background, and this guy just made this amazing play, so got distracted, I'm sorry. Got 2 things going on here at once. Alright, so I think I know what I'm doing. I'm going to put these 5 cars, let's make a track right here. This track here, this is going to be the track for the train going to Juniata. I'm going to put those 5 cars there. These 3 empties I'm going to stick on another track. Let's put them on this track here, track whatever, I don't know what track that is, but it's the outermost track next to the runaround. I'll put them there. And then these loads I'm just going to leave here, and then I'm just going to switch everything else from this side over here. So we're going to switch out this side of this consist, and then we're going to move on to this consist here. I'm going to switch that, and then once we're done with that, we're going to move on to the other side of the yard. By then I might want to end this video because it's starting to get a little late. We'll see how far we get, but alright. So we need to be going forward again. I need to uncouple first. Duh. Come on. We're going to go ahead and uncouple all the way back here, and we're going to drop these off on their respective track, and then we're going to drop off the cars going to Juniata at their track. I'm doing this way in order to avoid what they call cherry picking, which is where I would pull these cars off first, put them in their yard, and then I would come back and get these cars and put them over here. That's just, it's not efficient. But that's something a lot of people do when they're switching. There's a lot of... Switching is a puzzle, and there's a lot of people who aren't very good at puzzles. So, I'm pretty good at puzzles. So, I'm pretty good at switching. But there's a lot of people who do dumb moves in switching, which... I don't like calling it a dumb move, because here to have fun, and so there's nothing really dumb. But I should say inefficient. There's the word. Inefficient moves. There's a lot of inefficient moves people make. And switching is time consuming while I'm sitting here yakking and using up my time. Let's get moving. Switching is time consuming, so it's best if you can limit the amount of time you need to do switching. Because there's other things you can be doing that would be more fun. Like, I don't know what. Running a train? I don't know. I mean, most of running trains is switching, I guess. But it is time consuming, so. Alright. Let's get moving. Come on. Man, human balance is so heavy. I uncoupled this. No, I didn't. Why did it not uncouple? Oh, no, oh man. I coupled it back here. I didn't couple it right. I just made a running uncouple, which is probably not accurate, but I was kind of annoyed, so I did that. But then I realized that I wasn't supposed to do that. We're supposed to be uncoupled back here. Alright, I'm already messing everything up. Bear with me, bear with me. Now I see why we weren't getting anything. The brake was... Sheesh. Why does the reverser not work? Oh, because the throttle's on. Why is the throttle on? Sheesh. There's a lot of different things you gotta keep track of when you're running a train. You gotta keep track of the throttle, you gotta keep track of the brakes, you gotta keep track of the reverser, you gotta keep track of the heading, you gotta keep track of the bell, the whistle, the headlights. It's a lot, so I don't think you're too surprised that I'm messing everything up. I'm sure when you were learning how to run trains, or whatever, for those who have run trains, I'm sure when you were learning how to run trains, you were dealing with the same problems. So, you know what I'm dealing with. Let's stop this before I end up coupling back in here and undoing all our progress in air quotes, because we're not getting anywhere real fast. Alright, now I think we're good to go. Let's get back in the cab, let's get moving. Make sure I have the right cars. Yes, I do. Alright, so since the last 3 cars on this consist are going to the track that I'm going to designate as the empties track, we're just, and that's over on the left side of the yard here, to the left of the screen, so we're just going to pull past the switch point here at the end on the yard ladder, and we're going to shove those into there, and then we're going to pull out of there and put the cars that are going to Julietta on this track right here. Let's see if I can do something nifty here. Let's see if I can pull this off. Kind of. Trying to get the idea that I'm on top of this bulkhead car. I don't know why. Why would someone be standing on top of that car, but I don't know. I don't know, just an idea that popped in my head that is kind of useless, I guess. I do like to explore different angles of viewing, because when you're creating YouTube content, you want your stuff to look good, so you're constantly trying to find angles to point the camera that make the stuff you're doing look good. So I'm going to experiment with different angles, do some stuff, and some of it will be good, some of it won't, whatever. Alright, so we need to get to the end of this contest, this cut of cars. Cut of cars is actually the more correct term. Get this the end of this cut past this switch point, and then we can shove these cars onto the empty track. At this point, I'm going to take the throttle down to idle, and then I will start slowing down. So by the time the brakes kick in and deal with the momentum of the train, it's going to be past the switch point. Maybe? Maybe? That stopped pretty quick. Wow. Maybe not. Surprised that stopped that quick. I mean, this cut of cars isn't that heavy, so it's just the engine's taking a while to get them pulled out. Not sure why. I hope these engines are going to be able to handle all the switching we're going to want to do. Alright, there we go. So it's stopped fully. Alright, so we want this track here. So we need to switch this in. Man, that belt's obnoxious. That's annoying. Alright, jump back in the cab. Since we're not running into anything with this move, I feel a little more secure being in the cab. Alright, reverse, take the brake off. Just hit the horn for no reason. Alright. Yeah, smoke! The smoke effects in trains, I think, is a little overdone. Like, these diesel engines, the only time that's going to smoke that much is if it's blowing up. I mean, honestly, that's just too much. But it's still kind of cool to see. I mean, that looks like a steam engine. That's really bad. That's not realistic, but it at least adds something, what should I say, something non-static to the game. Because Trains is a pretty static game. I mean, you look in the scenery, there's really nothing going on, especially when we have all these billboard trees that don't react to the wind. There's just no movement. It's just static. So to have movement anywhere is kind of good. So I prefer having too much smoke to no smoke at all, but it is a lot of smoke. Speaking of movement, I did have some AI trains set up. They were running over in Allegheny Yard, running in and out of the yard over there, so we're not seeing those because we're not over there right now. So there's nothing running on the main line right now, so I could stop and set up a quick train just so we have something to look at. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and pause. And I'm just going to put together a coal train and run it from portal to portal just to have something to look at. I'm going to start it over here, because if I start it over there, I might end the video before it gets to Allegheny. I won't ever see it, so I'm going to start it here. Alright, edit trains. The portal's right here. If you stick cars on the portal, the portal like literally sucks the cars into the portal, which is weird. I haven't figured the portals out. I don't know why they do that, how to fix that, so. But we're going to go in consist here. We're just going to put together a freight train, or coal train. We're going to take 50 P&B 100-ton hoppers. We're going to stick them right there. We're going to switch the direction. Should I say switch the heading? They should be, aren't they? They should be coming in, but they're not. It's weird. Sometimes when you put consists in, it takes a moment for them to load up, but it should not be taking this long. Let's try a cut of 5. There they go. Let's try a cut of 10. There they go. Alright, well I'm just going to do 10, because those are working. So we got 15, 25, 35, 45 cars. There we go. Good enough. For some reason, though, they're not connecting. Why are they not connecting? I'm not sure why they're not connecting. There's a lot of goofy stuff. Oh, now I see what's going on. Or do I? I don't know. Let's see, how many cars do we got here? No, we got 45. But for a minute I thought that those 50 cars that I had tried to put down earlier had all of a sudden popped up. The programming for like car placement is kind of goofy. It's just really erratic, and like stuff will switch around all over the place, so it can be a little annoying when you're putting trains together, but you just got to figure out how it works, or it doesn't work, and then you should be good. So I'm going to make this a loaded train. So I'm going to go into properties here for the individual cars. I'm going to fill this with coal. Just a random number. I'm going to fill them all up with coal. There we go. I'm going to put a couple engines on the front. What do we want? Let's get a couple RS-27s. We'll put one of those on. And we'll put a black one on, or gray scheme. We'll put one of those on. And I'll put on a couple GP38-2s. This is a pretty long, heavy train, so we're going to take 4 engines. There we go. Alright, that's done. Done editing the trains. I'm going to go into here and set up a navigation point for this. Portals are navigate to, and I'll show you how that's done. Since this is paused, it's annoying. I wish I could set up trains to get AI trains while it's paused, but I can't. So I put the train together and then unpause it, and then go in here. And in order to go to portals, the portals are in navigate to commands. So navigate to, and we go down here to. I see why it didn't work. Let's try that again. Navigate to. Oh, I didn't have the right train selected. Man, so many things you gotta do here. Alright, so this one I'm going to delete because that's an extra one. This one I'm going to go in here and make this Juniata Portal West 2. Portal Juniata Main Track 2 West. Right there. There we go. Alright, so we got a train going. That'll give us something to look at and something to keep the main line busy. I'm not going to do any mainline running in this video. I'm going to close this. I'm going to wrap this video up here pretty soon, but that'll give us something to look at while we're switching. Alright. Let's check the heading. Okay, we're good. I'm going to go into the cab here and Check this engine out. See if I can open the door on this engine. Maybe I can. No. I want a refund. That door doesn't even open. What's it say? Off, low, medium, high. What is that? Interesting. Look at that tinting in that window. I mean, it's obvious. You can see you're looking through a window. When you open the window, you can tell you're not. A lot of engines, it looks the same, which is not realistic. But these ones are really good models. Nice. Well done. Jointed rail. Alright, I gotta watch where I'm at. So this could probably... Yeah, this can be stopped now. We're gonna uncouple... right here. Now I could have put these farther back so that when I'm switching the stuff over here, I can add it on to this and not have to push it back when I'm done, but I don't know how much I'm going to need to add on, so I'm just going to leave it here, and when I go to add stuff on, I can just push the whole thing back. It's an extra step, but it's taking an extra step then compared to taking the extra step now when I don't even know how far I'd have to go and stuff, so I probably still have to take the extra step later, so it's not worth it. But if I knew how many cars I needed to add on here, then I could just push these back so far, and then when I got those cars, I could just stick them on there, and that would get rid of a step, but that's just the way it... Oh my word, another really amazing play by the same guy in the same football game. That's crazy. I'm watching Chiefs and Ravens right now, and Lamar Jackson's making some pretty insane throws. If you're a football fan, you know what I'm talking about. If not, ignore it. I'm going to try to stay focused here and get back into trains. Did I uncouple that? I am absent-minded right now. Preoccupied with football. Let's stay focused. I did uncouple that. Let's get back in the cab. The train should pass by us anytime soon. It might already passed. This is a long yard, so it probably takes a while to get all the way over here. Obviously, hasn't passed yet. Alright, let's pull forward again. Check and see what switches I need. We're going to put the cars going to Juniat on this track right here. So we're going to pull past this junction, which is junction whatever, 66 on the end. So junction 66, technically. We're going to go past that one. Oh, too fast. It tells me what junctions I'm approaching, which is nice. Man, these Jeep 7s are slow. Going 2 miles an hour. I'm gonna throttle up. Experiencing a little bit of lag there for some reason. I wonder if you noticed that watching. Just a little bit of a lag. Now I'm getting a little bit of it here too. I'm not sure why. There'd be all these trees in the background, all these billboard trees, very easily. There's our train. That train's experiencing some lag too. Oh, I'm getting a lot of lag. Why am I getting so much lag? Could be that train coming out of the picture. Oh, normally that doesn't cause that much lag. Now look at the lag. Oh man, that's bad. me get rid of these commodity overlays. Show if recently changed, that's what I wanted. Wow, the lag, it's bad. I'm going to pause this and bring back the draw distance and see if that helps. I'm going to bring it down to 2,500 meters. Let's see if that takes care of the lag. No, it's not. I'm going to put it back at 3,500 meters. Not sure why there's so much lag. Never experienced that much lag before with something like this, with these settings. That's weird. Where do we need to be? Right here. Might have something to do with this train going by, but that doesn't really make sense. Could be something else. Could be something my computer's doing that's causing the lag spike. I don't know. We'll see if it goes away when this train goes by. Could be the train. I know sometimes when you get multiple things moving at the same time it causes some lag, but it's never been quite this bad. Could be that I'm recording. That could be part of the problem too. Although I was recording, obviously, recording last video, my channel launcher, and didn't have that kind of problem, so. Okay, we need to stop. Oh, the lag's gone. That's weird. The lag is all gone. Must have just been a weird lag spike from something. Something my computer was doing or something, I don't know. Alright, so we are stopped, the switch is set, let's jump back in the cab. And back up. Reverse, take the brake off, let's get moving. When switching in this part of the yard, we have to watch because you can easily get out on the main here. I mean, this is technically a passing track, but still, trains will use that when they're coming into the yard. So we have to watch that when we're switching. Alright, I'm going to switch for another 5 minutes and then I'm going to end this video because this is already going on an hour and a half. I haven't got that much done in this video, but this is my first video. I've spent wasted a lot of time with glitches and just not paying attention and being a bad driver, so it'll get better. But I'm going to switch for another 5 minutes here and then I'm going to call it quits. Probably that means I'm going to put these cars on this track here and maybe get started on this consist here, and then that'll be it. Whoa. What happened to the bell? It's weird. Must be some zones where the bell isn't heard. That's weird. Stop now. Harry is stuck in waiting instructions. Who's Harry? Isn't Harry one of the drivers that was supposed to go? I'm not sure who Harry is. Let's take a look at Harry real quick and see what his problem is. I'm going to pull off out first and deal with Harry. I'm going to pull past this switch point. And we don't want to go past too far. We got plenty of room, but we don't want to go too far past because we can end up getting into the main. I might just ignore Harry. I think I'm going to ignore him because I'm pretty much done here. I can deal with him afterwards. He's not affecting us any. I forget which one's Harry. So there's a Harry from before, but he was supposed to go into a portal and be gone by now. Harry. Just get stopped here. RS-27 stuck. What? That's not that ultra, is it? There's something supposed to be going to the Allegheny portal. What's that? I don't think there's anything supposed to be going to the Allegheny portal. I'm not going to deal with that though. Finish this video up here. Alright, this time we want to try to connect to these cars, couple to these cars without causing a big ruckus like we did last time. Man, this panner, or whatever you want to call it, is so touchy. Alright, let's do this right this time. The brake on already. Look at this. I think I'm going to nail this. Nail in a good way. Look at this. Oh, it's going to stop too quick. Take the brake off. Oh, I stopped too quick. Alright, we'll put the throttle up a little bit. Down. Brake. Boom. That's pretty well done. Alright, so let's see. Alright, commodity overlays. Whoops, wrong button. Always visit. These are empty, these are going to go on the empty track. This is general goods. These are going to stay here. I'm going to put those on another track. Probably track 3 or track 1 of these tracks. It's empty. I don't know. That could go to Juniata because I don't know what there is around here that's going to take general goods. Now the fertilizer, I'm thinking, I'm not even sure if there's anything around here that would take fertilizer. Those things I might send on to Juniata too. These are all empty, but these are going to go to Juniata. Not sure what I'm going to do with this consist. My 5 minutes is up, so I'm going to end it here. Didn't get much done in this video at all. Spent a lot of time wasting time and messing with glitches and fooling around, but it's my first video, that's to be expected, I guess, so we'll clean that up as we go along. But I'm sure through this video you got a feel for how I go about operations, and this is really sloppy the whole way I went about this. It'll get cleaned up as I go along and figure it out. I will probably eventually start using waybills to some extent and stuff like that. I haven't even figured out how those work, so we'll see. Alright, so with that, I'm going to call it quits. Next video, I'm thinking will either be more of this, more switching, and hopefully we get more done on the PNB, more operations on the PNB, or I might start working on one of those routes, probably that switching route I mentioned. Or, if I get all the dependencies downloaded for this route for the sessions, which is another story, which is annoying me. I can't seem to get all the dependencies downloaded for the sessions for this route. If I ever get that done, I will probably run some of the build-in sessions that Approach Medium did on this route. The only thing I don't like about him is that he ended up using a lot of these older cars from like Trains 2012 that aren't very realistic looking, so it kind of brings down the realism of the session. So we'll see. I probably will still run them anyway, just because they're there, but we'll see. I may not do those on video though. We'll see. Alright, so with that, you can look for whatever is coming next, one of those things. We'll see, and that I'm done. So, like this video, subscribe to my channel, keep an eye out for what's coming next. Till then, enjoy. Adios.